Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm very excited to be bringing you from Transformers Age of the Primes. This is Targetmaster Sureshot. Let's take a quick look at the packaging. Pretty standard fare here for the Age of the Primes packaging. In the upper left, you have your More Than Meets the Eye logo, conversion steps, and age range. You see Sureshot packaged in the robot mode, and then you do see some beautiful artwork, as always, robot mode and his alt mode. Very cool. Transformers Age of the Primes, Targetmaster Sureshot. On the side, you see an up close of his head. Transformers Age of the Primes, Targetmaster Sureshot. On the bottom, you have product info. The side is your 13 Primes. Chill All Are One. He is a deluxe class figure. Now, on the back is where we see our product images of Targetmaster Sureshot, including the Targetmaster Spoil Sport. They are back together after 39 years of not having an updated figure. We finally have an update to this wonderful Targetmaster 25 steps conversion. More Than Meets the Eye, Authentics logo, bunch of legalities. That's about it for the packaging. So yeah, I can't wait to get this guy open, or these guys open, and see what they're all about. Okay, here we have Targetmaster Sureshot out of the packaging. Before I get into his details, let's take a quick look at the accessories he comes with. He does come with his wings for vehicle mode, and these are just done in a sort of light orange plastic. There's a little bit of molded detail on them. Very nice. And then these do actually just peg on the back. If you notice on the back of his arms here, there are peg holes on the upper arms, and these will just peg in like so. So they'll just peg in like that. So you have it on one arm, and they'll just peg in on the other side like that. So that sort of completes his look there. I'm not sure if I like it in robot mode. It definitely completes the kind of spoiler look for the Doom Buggy mode, but for robot mode, you can leave them on or take them off for robot mode. That's up to you. And of course, he comes with Targetmaster Spoil Sports. So there is Spoil Sports. He does have some nice blue eyes, black for the top, a little bit of gray paint on the chest there, mostly done in plastic here, a little bit of molded detail there. And that's how he looks. And to transform Spoil Sports into the gun, basically very, very easy. If you notice here, there's a tab on his chest that'll fold over into a slot right there. So basically just get the dual gun out of the way and then fold that over so that tab slots into the chest part, and then just fold this up like that. Turn it over, and voila, there you have your Targetmaster. This is a very different mold than we used to see in Siege or for the Battle Masters, so I think it's a new mold. It's very simplified, but anyways, he can hold that in his hand like that. So there is Targetmaster Spoil Sport with Sureshot. Sureshot also has weapon storage in the back. There is a slot there for the Targetmaster. If you just unpeg this part here and slide it down, Spoil Sport does just peg in on the back. So if you want weapon storage, he has weapon storage. If you want more of a sort of G1 look, you can have that where like the wheels are down. Just bringing in my G1 Sureshot here. That is sort of a more G1 look with the sort of wheels at the side. So if you want that look, you can have them like that. If not, you can basically take this off. It doesn't work both ways. So you have to take off the Targetmaster and then fold this back up. It does just peg in like that. Spoil Sport is also blast effect compatible, so very, very nice. Okay, getting up close on that noggin there, very nice head sculpt there. You get the blue visor, you get some gray paint for the eyes. You get a nice black helmet there all the way around. It's totally filled in. You have the Autobot logo here. You get some really nice detail all over the place, all over the chest here. You get some sort of light gray, sort of grayish blue for the windshield there on the chest. You get a little bit of molded detail on the upper arms and the forearms. The forearms are painted yellow, and the fists are done in plastic. Looks like I have a little bit of a paint bleed there on the fist, but not a big deal. And then the waist here has some nice silver paint, some nice accents there in silver. And then going down the figure, it has some, basically the whole bottom of the legs, sort of bell-bottom legs, have some really nice molded detail, and you have some plastic for the feet. Now, I will say one thing right off the rip. This guy feels a little bit light. The plastic is a little thin. I worry that the transformation might cause some stress marks. I'm not sure. The guy feels very light. The plastic does not feel great. It does in some places, but it doesn't in other places. That is how he looks from the back. He's just got his vehicle mode wheels hanging out, which is nice because it does fill in this sort of gap here on the back. But I'm not gonna lie, the plastic doesn't feel the greatest. Sureshot is a little bit difficult to stand up. Usually we have problems with like backpacks being back heavy. This guy is actually sort of leg heavy because there's so much stuff on the legs, especially the wheels, and I think just the bulk of his legs that make up the car mode. He sometimes falls down. And as you can see, he's sort of at an angle, so you kind of have to lean him forward to get him to stand up. So he's not perfectly straight. But that is one thing, you know, when you're going to stand this guy up, he has a little bit of balance issues. Here's a quick comparison between G1 Sureshot on the left and the new Age of the Prime Sureshot on the right. There is quite a difference on the head sculpt between the more angular G1 look and then the Age of the Primes has a more rounded look. They also gave him blue eyes there, or the blue visor there. Yeah, for the most part, it's a pretty faithful recreation. Spoil Sport as well. On the left, we have the G1 Targetmaster Spoil Sport. On the right, we have the new Age of the Prime Spoil Sport. Obviously, he's a little bit smaller. And again, the face is a little bit different. They didn't give him the red face, but just black with the blue eyes there. So very different, but yeah, I think it fits the new style just fine. And in their gun modes here, you have G1 Spoil Sport on the left, and then you have the new Age of the Prime Spoil Sport on the right. Comparison time. Here is Age of the Prime Sureshot with Point Blank and Crosshairs and Decepticon Targetmaster Misfire. Okay, articulation for Sureshot is as follows. His head can look all the way up, which is very nice. You can get him in some flying poses maybe. And then it is on a ball joint, as you can see, so it does spin all the way around. It doesn't really have any side-to-side movement, but I think just that head tilt is just so nice. His arms can go all the way around. It does get hindered a little bit by the back wheels, so just move it out of the way. He does have a shoulder hinge that goes out that far. He does have a upper bicep swivel. He has a 90-degree at the elbow, which is very tight. There's absolutely nothing at the wrist. As you can see, it's all hollow inside here and it's just molded in there. So there's absolutely no wrist movement, which is a little bit unfortunate, but not a big deal. He does have a full unhindered waist swivel. He can do the full splits and then some. His legs can go back about that far. His legs can kick up about that far. At the upper thigh, there's no thigh cut or anything. It does swivel a little bit like that back and forth. He does have a 90-degree knee bend there, and he does have some ankle tilt, which is a little bit minor, but it's not a big deal. And then his feet can actually rock forward because of transformation. So his feet go like that. So there's a little bit of movement on the feet. Also, I think another reason why this guy is a little bit hard to stand up is that his feet are so small compared to his bell-bottom legs. So that's about it for Sureshot's articulation and robot mode details. Let's get this guy transformed into his alt mode. Okay, so here we have Sureshot all transformed into his alt mode. Before we get into his alt mode details, I just want to mention that the instructions are not very clear. I had an awful time transforming this guy. These parts on the top, the fins here on the back, kept popping off. It was very frustrating. The finished look is awesome, but getting there takes a little bit of work. Anyways, let's get in close on Sureshot's vehicle mode details. So getting up close on Sureshot's details here, you saw much of this in robot mode. You have the chest piece here, but you have some really nice paint there. You got some red paint down the side, lots of detailing here. You see the front grille there, done in red, and then you do see the orange parts sticking out. The wheels are painted yellow, they look very nice. And he does roll, so if you're wondering if he rolls, he does roll. And then you have the small tire in the front, the big one in the back. You do see some molded detail down there. He has 5mm ports on the side as well. You see the arms here, so you can kind of see where everything kind of fits in the transformation, like the feet fold up and peg in there. And then the arms are kind of just hanging out on the back. It's a little bit unsightly, but not too bad. You see the forearms painted there, and then much the same on the side. And of course, you can arm up Sureshot with Spoil Sport. There is a 5mm port right there. You can plug in Spoil Sport for the armored up look. So very, very cool. Let's do some vehicle mode comparisons. Here is G1 Sureshot on the left and the new Age of the Prime Sureshot on the right. And again, I think they did a really good job. It's a very nice, faithful recreation. And here we have Sureshot with Point Blank and Crosshairs. Let's get Sureshot transformed back into his robot mode, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So was it worth the 39-year wait for this Sureshot remake? Well, yes and no. While the figure represents Sureshot aesthetically in both modes, the cheapish feeling plastic, balance issues, and finicky transformation leave it much to be desired. Overall, it is a good figure. It has some nice paint, sculpted detail, and great articulation. Was I expecting more for a 39-year long wait? Maybe. Am I happy to add this to my collection with the other Autobot Targetmasters? Of course. Anyways, that's my look at Age of the Prime's Targetmaster Sureshot. Thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more great content. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And as Sureshot would say, believing in yourself improves your aim better than target practice. Till all are one!